Hey guys, good morning. It's Tony. As always, before I start the video, please remember to like, subscribe, and comment if you guys want me to do TA on anything. I'll definitely try and get that out as soon as possible. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to my sponsor, myself. If you want to join the Patreon, get access to my strategies and the indicators that I use and all that other good stuff. Please go join it. It's at www.patreon.com/but I'm not a trader. It's $10 a month. Pretty sure for the stuff that I offer is not really, it's it's not really all that much. So if you want to support, if you want to, you want to support the channel, if you want to support me, if you like the videos that I make, please go join. It's definitely super cool. Definitely, my favorite part is the chat. That's where I'm at like 99% of the time. So if you want to join, it's always there. Cool. If you don't want to join, that's fine. But let's start into the video. As you guys know, I usually don't like running, what is it called? I don't like doing too much support and resistance on like a time frame that we don't really need to use. And by that, I mean, I don't have to do, I don't need to do support and resistance like down here. That's a complete waste of our time, right? So really you want to just focus on an area, general area of, like around like this, right? Like you really only have like this general area that you've been trading since maybe like what, January of last year. So if you've been only trading around this area, right, there's no reason for you to do any TA like over here and stuff, right? Any support and resistance. It makes absolutely no sense. I usually like to stick to the weekly. It's less convoluted with like, support and resistance and just a bunch of other stuff. That's why I like it personally, because you get a lot less support and resistance. You only see major market structure, or I like to call support and resistance. You see major market structure in a better view, right? That's usually why I like using it a lot better. Just because you do see it's a better, it's an easier way of like trading instead of having like here, and only focusing on like a couple of days. This way you're focused on, like on the weekly, and, you have a better idea of where you should be taking your trade, where you should be buying, things like that. So that's why I like using really only the weekly to determine support and resistance. And right now, right, because you are, this is actually a pattern that I like to trade, and it's called a bullish bat, like this, right? Because it kind of looks like a bullish bat. It kind of looks like a little, like, how you guys used to, how we used to draw birds like when we were little kids, like this, like that. You remember that? That's kind of what a bullish bat looks like. It's also, I think, it also kind of looks like an inverse head and shoulders, but it actually failed because it actually broke the neckline right here, and you actually closed the bear trigger on the weekly, which is extremely huge. On the daily, you're actually about to close a bullish trigger. So actually, because you are bouncing off this, see here, you're actually bouncing off this, you're actually bouncing off 463, but you broke all the lows, which is not good. As of right now, I don't need to do too much TA on this. You already closed the bullish trigger right here. I think there's a really solid chance you come back to, 475 and then dump from there. Strictly because the daily is actually almost turning bullish, right? When the daily goes bullish, really good chance that we go up. I personally think you'll do something like this, right? And then probably create a brand new, higher low up here. And keep in mind, you sold off pretty heavily, since April 18th, right? So about a week or so, you've been selling. This is about a 10% move, right? From 507 all the way down to 460 with a nice little bounce there, right? So I would not short yet. I would say that short term, I would say that officially now, it's not really you're not really in a downtrend. You're still technically on an uptrend. I wouldn't call this a downtrend until after maybe you break the lows of like here. I would say definitely short-term low trend, just because you broke the low of 463, right? But you actually bounced off that on the weekly. So again, I'd say more bullish just because that 4-hour trigger actually closed. And if this keeps pushing up to the higher side, very high chance that the daily actually turns bullish as well. And keep in mind, that on bullish triggers, it's definitely ran quite an amount, right? So 440 here, all the way up to that 463. So you tested that upper resistance line, right? And again here, right? Trigger came all the way up to like almost $500. And again, it's LMT is a little bit less consistent with the way that it does things. So the daily might not be as respectful as other triggers, right? So the 4 hour actually seems like it actually tends to move a nice little chunk, but I'd argue that we probably just do this move like this and we come right back down because you did close that weekly bear trigger, and that's usually pretty telling of what's going to happen to LMT. So my guess would be up to 473 to close this gap right here, and then a complete fall through to 442 eventually. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.